Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, Nation, we got some very special guests. It is week 2. We are going against the Minnesota Vikings. So I had to go out there and find some awesome Vikings content creators to come on here and, talk about the game. So why don't you guys go ahead and introduce you guys self and, let everybody know where they can find you at and what platforms you guys are on there.
Yeah, you can go first. You can go first, yeah.
Sounds good. I'm TANISHKA. You can follow me on Twitter. My username is literally just TANISHKA, and I contribute to Climbing the Pockets, like post-game podcasts, and then we do stuff during the week. So I'm up on there, and then I write for Zone Coverage, although I haven't written anything in a couple of days now. But you can also find me on there.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's RAP. I'm on Purple Pocket Podcast on YouTube. And then Twitter, I'm on Purple Pocket Pod, TikTok, Purple Pocket Podcast, Instagram, Purple Pocket Podcast, man. Pretty much just PPP everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. Just,
PPP.
Typing that PPP, man. Just don't get locked up messing around. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up, guys. So, tell me, guys, how did you guys like the way you guys' season went last year? How did you guys like the off season and the draft process? And, moving all the way up into week 1 for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years have been pretty disappointing overall, just like not making the playoffs the last 2 years. And then this offseason, we finally fired Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman. So just getting new leadership, just a whole new regime. It was a lot of change. Like roster wise, there wasn't change. Like we extended Kirk for another year, and most of the core pieces are all still there. But just the leadership, just everything up high changing so much has there's been a lot of excitement this off season just because of that. And I think that going into last week, everybody was really excited and obviously nervous too, just because we didn't know anything about how this new team would look. We didn't know what the offense would be like, the defense, because we also switched from 4-3 to 3-4 this offseason. So it was a lot of changes without changing the team. So it was different. And I think just the way that they dismantled Green Bay on Sunday, I just thought that was a really impressive win, because usually the last couple of years we've beaten Green Bay, that hasn't been an issue. We've almost always just split with them. Mm-hmm. But our thing was the way that we beat them on Sunday, I haven't seen us beat any team honestly like that in a long time. So that was just a really fun game, and just if they can keep that momentum going, keep that the way that they're playing going, then I think this could be a really good year for them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, piggyback off what she said is everything's that I think the vibes are just a lot different now for the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just more. I mean, even the players, you could just tell how the players are talking in their press conferences and things like that. You can just tell they have a glow about them. And we needed this change. We've been in a dark place for the past couple of years with Mike Zimmer. I just think he wasn't into it as much as he used to be, because I try not to take too much away from Zimmer, because he actually pulled us out of a dark place when we were, so we got to give him his props for that. But, towards the end, I just think he gave up a little bit. But, speaking on this year, it just feels good. Like she said, something just feels right. Watching us beat the Packers the way we beat them, I expected us to win, but I'm with you. I didn't expect us to win the way we did win, So once that happened, I was like, yo, it's gonna get scary out there for other teams this year, and there's a lot of people just at the beginning just saying, oh, the Packers are guaranteed to win the North, and I'm like, man, y'all crazy, especially after that game. It's a wrap. I'm on the purple Kool-Aid, man.
Sure. Yeah, man. Even though I believe the Packers are going to be worse this year, you don't get rid of some of the people they got rid of, especially Adams. I don't care what anybody say. Adams made A-Rod just as good as A-Rod made Adams. You know what I'm saying? They were hand in hand there. They helped each other become great. And, losing a guy like that, you weren't just going to go plug it, rookie receiver in and maybe a couple free agents in there and think you're about to get it going. Plus, they lost a couple linebackers too as well. But they had a decent little draft there. But, yeah, you guys definitely manhandled them, man. Like I said, it was shocking to see, it'd be done so easily. You know about you guys' offense, but the defense being able to, contain Rodgers and keep him locked down like that the whole game, that's pretty impressive. So, kudos to you guys. Both of us starting 1-0, and it's looking good right into the season here. So, let's see. Let's go straight to the offense then. Kirk Cousins. Are you guys both Kirk Cousins fans? I know a lot of people that like him, but they're like, maybe it is time to get a new quarterback in here that can take us over the hump and get us to that championship. Where you guys stand with the Kirk Cousins?
Well, for me personally, I back in 2018 when we first got him, I did want him. I didn't think there was a better option after that season and how it ended with Case Keenum. But and I think that he's done a fine job here. I just think that where I stood this offseason was that if they're getting completely new leadership, they should just get a new quarterback and just start over and build up from where Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi really want in their quarterback, but they didn't do that. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. But honestly, just if the way that the offense operated on Sunday, with Kevin O'Connell's scheme, just getting Justin Jefferson matched up on linebackers and safeties for most of the game, that just really helped Kirk. And I thought Kirk was much better than some of the games that we've seen from him previously, just the way he was navigating the pocket and just handling pressure. But I think a lot of it just depends on what happens this season, because he is inked in for another year after this. So we'll see what happens this year. I don't think we'll be bad enough to get one of those top quarterbacks anyway. So we might just have to write it out with Kirk. I'm not the biggest Kirk fan, but I do think he's a good quarterback. I just don't know if he's good enough to win a Super Bowl. That was my only issue.
Yeah. So my take on Kurt is when we signed him, I wasn't happy. I was the opposite. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was the opposite.
Yeah.
I just felt like the way we went with Case Keenum, I just felt like they should have gave him another chance. I know obviously there was people were saying it's lightning in the bottle. He's been a backup. He's gonna be a backup, but I'm a firm believer in the system, right? So I just felt like that system that we had in place worked perfect for Case Keenum. Just like how now we got Kevin O'Connell, and I do believe that Kirk Cousins now this year is going to become a guy to be talked about. And that's why people are already saying he's the MVP candidate. He's in the MVP conversation already early on, even before the season started, because, it plays a big part when you got a coach that can put together an offensive scheme like KOC, And we saw it on Sunday, what we did, how easy it was for him to just find open wide receiver, like Justin Jefferson just being so open. It's just the beginning. And if people want to lock down on Jefferson, that's fine, because people going to forget that we got Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook. Our offense has always been, opposing teams matching up on us. They would always say, all right, we need to stop Dalvin Cook. That's the thing now. Well, now the attention's shifting over to Justin Jefferson, but don't forget we still got Dalvin though, so it can still get nasty on the ground for opposing teams, and that's what I'm liking. I'm liking now that we can use all of our weapons at will, and it's going to be a good feeling for sure. But to answer the question, Kurt, I'm okay with him this year, so I got him as an MVP candidate for sure. I'm happy.
All right, then that means he's going to get another contract. He's going to get locked in there forever. He's going to be your quarterback. We got a question for you guys. It said, how long have you guys how did you become a Vikings fan? And who is her all-time favorite Viking player, offense and defense? How many Vikings jerseys do you guys have?
Ooh, I've been one my whole life, but I didn't really start watching till 2014. I think I was 11 that season, something like that. So and that was the first year that Zimmer was head coach, so that was all new. That I remember there was excitement just like this year when we got him. So around then I would say is when I would watch more. And then my all-time favorite players, at this rate, I just think my all-time favorite offensive player is going to be Justin Jefferson. Because he's insane. I guess all time though, Stephon Diggs, because I didn't watch Randy Moss, I didn't watch those guys. Maybe if I was alive in that era, that would have been it. But I would just trying to stick to someone that I actually watched. Stephon Diggs is definitely up there. He was incredibly fun, and the miracle was easily the best moment that I've had as a fan. So probably him. And defensively, I probably just trying to stick to players that I did watch. I just loved Xavier Rhodes. I was one of his biggest fans when he was in his prime, and then just seeing him fall off kind of hurt me. And now I don't even know who he's on anymore. I know he was in Indy last year, but
Yeah.
so probably them. And I have, let's see, I have 3 jerseys right now. I have current players are Cook, THELEIN, and Jefferson.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So I got about 4 or 5 jerseys. I got Warren Moon, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I got a 33,000 Cook, Adrian Peterson jersey. So and you know, my favorite player that got me liking the Vikings single-handedly was Randy Moss. He's the reason why I am a Vikings fan today. Back in 1999, I was just, you know, I tell people this story, like I got in trouble when I was younger. He was my idol. I had to write a paper on my idol. I wrote a paper on him, and it made me dig deeper into just his biography and things like that. And then I had a friend that was a Washington fan, and I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna ride with Minnesota. Like, yeah, I'm a fan of Randy Moss, but you know, I can't be a fan of Randy Moss and then be a, you know, Cowboys fan or something, or Eagles fan, shall we say? You know, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be a Vikings fan, and then ever since then, I just was riding. Defense though, Antoine Winfield was probably one of my favorite defensive players, and then I got to say, like Harrison Smith now, you know, Harrison Smith that's on the team right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
Savage,
so good.
Yeah, I love that man. Oh, he's a beast for sure.
Hey, no, man, that was good, man. Harrison Smith is a beast out there. He does handle his business, and you know, he plays at a high level. He's been playing for a while now. It doesn't seem like he missed a step yet. He's still doing big things on that football field. Let's go to running backs, guys. You know, you guys got Dalvin Cook. Were you guys worried at all that Dalvin wasn't going to play? You know, I heard he had gotten a little trouble in this offseason. Were you guys worried about that at all? And now that he is,
was that this offseason that he got in trouble?
Yeah,
was that this
it was in like February. It feels like so long
it was
ago.
early.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, but like I pretty much knew from the beginning that it was a civil matter, so nothing probably would have happened. And I mean, I don't really know what happened. There's too much out there to like judge without knowing more. But I'm just glad he's on the field for us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wasn't too worried about him. You know, he's even KOC just not getting there this year. Just the way he talked about Cook, man. Cook is just a good dude, man, all around. Like he's a real true leader, true captain. You know, he's just that type of guy, man. It's hard not to like Cook. I wasn't worried about it at all. Like she said, it was definitely, we knew it was a civil matter with the girl, because we talking about it was the girlfriend thing, right? Like with yeah, like, you know, man, Cook, I was kind of upset that he was going through that, you know, because I don't feel like he deserved to even go through that. I felt bad for him, but you know, I'm glad Cook stayed with us and everything's cleared and he can focus and get to winning this Super Bowl, you know.
Oh, Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah, had to say it, you know, had to say it.
Too.
I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer of putting the good vibes in the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like our teams are kind of like mirrored. You got the quarterbacks, you know, Jalen Hurts kind of in his proven mode. You know, Kirk's still trying to prove that he is, you know, and he can win in big games. You know what I'm saying? And then you get the running backs, both really good running backs. The biggest question mark for both of them is health. You know, like, are you confident that he can give you 17 games? You know what I'm saying? Or do you guys think? Because I remember you guys had it was him and Murray, right?
Yeah,
that was a good one to, you know, tandem back there. Like who's your is Madison, yeah.
Alexander Madison, yeah.
Alexander Madison, yeah. That is you guys back up now. Like, do you guys think that's good enough for the running game moving forward, like throughout the season? Do you guys trust he's gonna be available throughout the whole season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if Cook's gonna be available because in his entire NFL career so far, he hasn't played all 16 and then 17 games like ever. He's always had something pop up. And I mean, he's a running back, like they're more prone to getting injured anyway. And he's had quite the history. So I mean, I'm not sure he'll be available, but at the same time, I really don't think that's gonna kill our running game that much because Alexander Madison is a good proven backup. We have Ty Chandler, who we just drafted out of UNC this year, who was amazing in the preseason and training camp. Then we have Kene Wangwu, who, I mean, he's our kick returner, but he's pretty good running back too. So like we're fine there. But the other thing is that there may be a reason that Cook kept getting injured so much was because he, like, in the Zimmer years, he would get like 25, 30 touches a game. So doing that every week would that's just like your body, you're just like damaging your body at that point. But this year with Kevin O'Connell, one thing that I'd noticed was that it was more of like a split running back, almost a rotation kind of thing. Like it would be one series with Cook and then one with Madison. Like obviously Cook ended up with more touches because he's a much better player, but that they're not killing him anymore. So I think that could definitely help with his health.
Yeah, for sure. You hit it right on the head. Like the way we used to work him like a workhorse, it was obvious why he would always get hurt. I honestly think this year he's gonna surprise a lot of people and play most of the season now. He always misses at least 2, 3, 4 games, whatever, but I think this year it'll be different. Like Minnesota Sports Talk, that's my boy Dave that I do a show with on my channel. That's my co-host there, man. He was big on Ty Chandler. Because Ty Chandler, because I know there was some talks. Bird Gang, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought y'all were kind of chattering about Alexander Madison because
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because the Vikings fans were kind of talking about him, and he wore that chip on his shoulder on Sunday. Actually, he was running super hard. He tweeted about it, like telling us fans to keep that same energy. Like, he feels some type of way, but I like him. I just think that I was just saying, and I'm part of it. I said, hey, if we can trade him and get a good enough player or a good enough pick, then he got to go, only because I see the rookies we got with Ty Chandler and even Kene. I'm just like, yo, we can move on from him and we won't miss him, but I mean, if he stays on the team, it'll benefit us though. So it's one of those type of deals where it's just like, if we keep him, it is what it is. If we trade him, it is what it is, like.
Yeah. So, kind of that's the way over here with Miles Sanders, same thing, hurt all the time, hasn't completed the season. Everybody's still looking for that rookie season production, but a lot of it, like you guys said, it's like funny because you said there's too much usage of Miles Sanders. You see, I mean, not for Miles, for Cook, but I say for Sanders, it was the lack of usage. We went from Dougie, Pat, Happy, throwing the ball like 40, 50 times a game, not really using them. So by the time he does get in there, he tries to overprove himself, do too much, extend, do a little bit too much to the point where he's like doing things he's not normally doing. Trying to hit holes, trying to hit touchdowns every single time he gets the ball. And, when you're doing stuff like that, that's like out of character. And I think that does lead to injuries sometimes. You're doing something you're not supposed to. You caught up in a situation you're not supposed to, and then now you're hurt for a couple of games. But like you said, man, I think he does play majority of this year. I think the same thing. He heard the noise. You heard him in the press conferences before the season talk about it. I hear you guys in Philly. I hear you talk about me. I'm not going to make it the whole season. I'm injury prone. He goes, I am, but I got to prove to y'all that I can go out there and I can play a full season. So hopefully it works out for him. And like I said, I think both of those guys are dogs. And either team really, every running back gets hurt. That's just it. There's not no Ironman football players and so many other running backs, that get hurt for extended period of time. Look at guys like Christian McCaffrey over there at Pantherland. He's still considered like the best running back in the league, or one of the best running backs in the league. He hasn't even really played, what I'm saying? At least our guys have put up big numbers. Miles Sanders, have like one of the highest yards per carry out of any running backs there is out there. When he does touch, I know he didn't score a touchdown last year, but he definitely still put up, close to 800 yards total on the ground, overall. So that's pretty good, for a guy that didn't miss 4 or 5 games. So I'm really looking for both of those guys. I think we should pay him. I know he's in the contract year. I think it only favors us to pay him and keep him long term, because it's just like, he's a local boy. He's good. He's still young. We got some good backups. Kenny Gainwell's doing good. Boston Scott's doing good. So it's like you don't really have to put all the pressure on him. And he'll understand when it comes contract time that he is not the best back in the league. He had to be consistent throughout his career. So I think that gets you a nice deal moving forward, to get you a nice running back. For the future, keep an in-house name here and moving forward. So that's what I hope happens with our running back situation.
Yeah, facts.
Do you guys like Hurts or Sanders? Give me you guys take on both of those two players.
On who? Sorry, it cut out.
Jalen Hurts or Miles Sanders?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jalen Hurts like the talent's there if he puts it all together, because like the Eagles getting AJ Brown this offseason, that was kind of like the big, oh, if Hurts is gonna put it all together, it's gotta be this year. Because that offensive line is great, the running game's great. Now the receivers are really good, and Dallas Goedert's a beast. So like that offense, like on paper, it's like it looks really complete. It's just now like the Eagles season basically depends on the way Jalen Hurts develops, I think. I mean, obviously that defense I thought was going to be better than it was, but again, just one game sample size, so we don't know yet. But I mean, I think that he has the potential. He just like we're just gonna have to wait and see how he develops, and that'll be like a really interesting question this offseason for Philly too. Like if he develops, then yeah, you can probably extend him at some price. I mean, I don't know yet because it depends on how well he plays. But if he doesn't, then like what are you gonna do at quarterback? Because that team is like ready to go win another Super Bowl if they get the right quarterback. So like I think it's really fascinating there with Jalen Hurts. And I mean, Miles Sanders, I think he's a good back. I mean, I think I had him in like fantasy last year or something. And he didn't like score like a single touchdown, but I remember that like the Eagles like were weird about his usage, like you touched on. So I think he's talented, so I hope he gets used more.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Miles Sanders goes, I like him. I mean, I just think he's just a running back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see him as no elite running back. I'm just keeping honest with you. You know, I just think he's a running back. I think he can be replaced. Like, if you guys need it, just come get Alexander Madison. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think that's a fair reflection. Come on.
But Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, though, I definitely liked him in college. Like, he was balling out, and I was surprised when y'all took him in the second. Y'all took him in the second round, I believe, right? Yeah. I was surprised y'all actually, made that move. But I like him. I think he can turn into somebody. Do I think he's gonna? As of right now, though, like I stated in my preview video, I'm not worried about him right now. So, like, seeing us playing y'all Monday night, it's a little too early for us to be too concerned about him, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, my main thing is stopping him on third downs with his feet. We got to stop him from converting those third downs. You know what I'm saying? With his legs. If we can do that, then I'm good. I don't mind sitting back there and letting him throw the ball if he wants to do that.
You don't mind that? You don't mind?
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. We let him do that.
Okay. You guys don't mind him being
about the run
in his first 20 games, you know what I'm saying, with 4,000 yards.
Yeah, we don't mind that. We
don't mind none of that. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Hey, we starting to gang up on him now. You know, it's starting to get hot in there now.
I do like it, though. I do like the energy. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you, I think Jalen Hurts is going to be an MVP candidate.
There you go.
Okay. I think it's the sky's the limit. The guy done did everything we wanted him to do. He's gotten better, throughout the first 2 years of anybody. He has some of the best numbers there is. Does he have mistakes? It was his first year starting, of course. Does he need to read defenses better? Of course. Every quarterback still learning how to read defenses. Whether you're in the first year, fifth year, 15th year, you're probably still learning something new because they're trying to change things up on you. So in terms of those things, yes. In terms of progression of all the great quarterbacks that we all consider the best in the league, at this point of his career, he is doing better than them. So I don't see so much hesitant. I don't understand why there's so much hesitant with Jalen Hurts. I know what people really do have against him because he's one of the most electrifying players out there. You watched the run against the Saints last year. You know what I'm saying? That was awesome. You watched week 1 last week. Any other quarterback is getting sacked at least 4 or 5 times. The way Aiden Hutchinson was just ripping through the line, not even blocked sometime, and if Jalen side steps and takes off, that's something he does. And he's not like, we don't really utilize him in like some power formation like they do Lamar Jackson, even Josh Allen sometimes, where he is the main runner. We let him, use his ability to, his advantage, in the pass play. Okay, check it out. If you ain't got it, get it on your feet. You know what I'm saying? And some read option stuff that really helps, free up the running backs, running back lanes, because they gotta, adjust to see if Jalen gonna keep it, is he gonna give it away. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why Miles Sanders 13 carries, 96 yards, almost 100 yards. But only 13 carries. And that's what kind of offense we got. Like you guys said, too, I feel like all the weapons that we have all over the place, he doesn't have to be Superman in one area. He don't have to force feed the ball to anybody. Last year, I feel like that was his prove it year. I keep saying they gave him the keys to like a Honda or like a Toyota Corolla or something like that. I'm like, here you go. We're gonna see if we can do it. We want to see if these coaches know how to coach. If they can do anything productive. Win 9 games, went to the playoffs. Early loss, but at least we made it to the playoffs. And then now, how we went out there and gave him the keys to the Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you did your job. Here you go. Here's your gifts. The 5 new defensive starters. AJ Brown on the offensive side. We're definitely about to get into the receivers. It's like now I feel like he doesn't have that much pressure anymore. Now he can see that they believe in him because they built the whole team around him. Now, like you said, he got to go out there and put on the field. He spent all off season, doing what he was supposed to do, training, getting better with Tom Brady's trainers and whatnot, and just trying to work on his craft, So I think the sky's the limit for Jalen. I see him as being the MVP candidate. Miles Sanders, like I said, if he stays healthy, that's the thing. If he stays healthy, I think Nick and them guys realize we got to run the ball. We had 4 rushing touchdowns last week. No passing, but 4 rushing, but we still put up big passing numbers too. So that kind of number thing will switch each game. You don't have to make one be the highlight of your offense, which kind of makes you dangerous overall. So I'm looking for a big year from our Eagles, though. I'm looking for a big year.
I'm not sold. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah. Of course you're not.
I'm not sold, BIRDGANG.
After you guys come to Philly, on the way home from Philly, you're going to be like, you know what? I think BG has him going. Maybe he was right. Maybe he was right.
You almost had me, though. You almost had me in the middle of that sales pitch.
Let's get to the receiver.
Go ahead. Sold, I think just like this should be the NFC East favorites. I thought this before Dak got hurt. I mean, even when the Cowboys were like healthy, I thought the Eagles were the better team. But and like now, I don't know what's going on in Dallas anyway. But like regardless of when Dak comes back, I think the Eagles will be able to win this division. So I think it like just depends again, because the NFC is really weak this year if you think about it. Because I mean, you got the Eagles, I feel like the Vikings and Packers will probably both make it. I don't know who will win the division right now, but I mean the Packers aren't gonna become a 7-win team suddenly. I mean you got the Tampa Bay. I don't know what's going on in Los Angeles, but because if Stafford's hurt, like I heard he's still not healthy. So if that's the case, I'm a little hesitant on the Rams. I don't know what the 49ers are doing because losing to the Bears, that's not acceptable. I don't care if it was a monsoon. That was annoying. I was
mad. It is week 1. Week 1 probably has the most upsets in any week of the season because you don't really know nothing. Teams that you think were sorry or were sorry the previous year. Like even the Lions, everybody's like, whoa, you guys should have blew out the Lions like you guys did last year. And I'm like, well,
blowouts are so hard. You can't just blow
you watch the offseason. They got DJ Shark. You know what I'm saying? They got Amon-Ra St. Brown coming back playing high level. They got like a Pro Bowl tight end in Hutchinson. Swift when healthy is a beast. You seen him healthy last week. He was running all over our defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, our team didn't practice that much in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? We wanted to see our starters in preseason games. We didn't do it. I don't know if I really like that part. Because when it comes to that week 1, you've seen people out of place. You've seen people missing tackles, and that things that happen.
And like on that note, like I don't know if there's really 7 teams, like after week 1 at least right now, I don't know if there's 7 good teams in the NFC. So it's like, I mean, the Eagles should make the playoffs. So obviously I think it just really just hinges on like what they do once they get there, because I think with like the AFC, like you got the Bills, like the Chargers, there's so many really good teams in that conference, but there's no team in the NFC that has like no question marks or just like not multiple question marks. So I think the way the NFC is going to shake out like later this season and when we get to the playoffs, like it's literally anybody's game. Whoever wins, because it's like just one shot in the playoffs. It's not like the NBA or the NHL or the MLB where it's a series. So it could be literally crazy.
Yeah, you guys do have a good chance of winning your division, BG. Because I mean, especially now that that injury happened to Dak. I mean,
yes,
that just opened the doors for y'all. Like
speedy recovery, Dak.
I mean, even before that injury, though, I guess you guys still were the favorites. But
like
that helped.
This is the first year you can call us like paper champs. Like usually the Eagles just that gritty team. We got some good players, but there's some holes there that we got some scrappy players in those positions that help propel us up. But like this year, we got some ballers out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we really hit the jackpot this offseason. He really did a hell of a job out there. Hot Roseman did. So it's like I feel weird being in that. Yeah, you're right. We got the best roster on paper. You know what I'm saying? When you go top to bottom, it's like You know, Jalen Hurts, top 12 quarterback, our running back. Probably room is probably about the middle of the pack.
Whoa.
I don't think
Hold on.
Jalen Hurts is top 12.
Whoa.
That's me.
Oh,
Hold up. You tried to
whoa,
slide
nothing.
that. You tried to slide that
Hey,
past us, but hold up,
hey,
man.
he
Back up a
is.
little bit.
He is. I
I don't
can
think
name more
Wait a
than 12
minute.
quarterbacks.
Okay,
I
top
can.
12. You say
Top
top
12.
12. Okay, all
That's
right.
good though. You know, think about the landscape of the quarterback. You start getting
I
into a
got
lot of
you.
like anyway between that 10 and 20 range. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are similar. It's just what you like about them, what you don't like about
That's
them.
fair. Yep,
That
I
is
agree.
fair. I
What
give you that.
characteristics you don't have in terms of overall. Like there's only really like 4 elite quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, like, okay, head and shoulders are better than everybody else. So
Yeah.
I think 12's fair. You know, by the end of the season he'll be top 7. I think.
Wow.
Top.
Bold.
You on him. Okay.
Right.
I hope you got I know you got a Hurts jersey, man. If
I
not,
got
you
a
need to
Hurts
order that
jersey. I got a
thing
Hurts season
ASAP.
hat. You know what I'm saying? I got all the merch ready. I got all the
Okay.
merch ready.
Okay.
And I started it from last year, man. He got a different swag. If you just watch his history, he gets better and better every year he plays. You know, and he's had some pretty messed up situations he had to play through. You know, he wasn't here to be the starter. That was just a good cheap backup that the Eagles drafted. Like everybody wanted to be like, oh, the Eagles disrespected Carson. I'm like, no, they just gave Carson a bag. That means we have faith in you, but you get hurt a lot, so we need somebody to back you up that doesn't cost $10-15 million. You know what I'm saying? We need someone that's gonna be cheap. You know, second round rookies, running you like $5 million, something like that. You know, you're saving a lot of money. You know, you can add some more weapons to you know, around you by making that move. So I look at that whole situation different. And I think Jalen just like went into the situation where this is the first year he's ever had the same coordinator in his whole life, you know, since high school. You know, that means a lot. When you're going from offense to offense, every offseason you learn something new. You learn something new. Like, how do you really expect a person to progress? You know, it's not, you know, you're not in the same scheme. You gotta learn different tricks. You gotta learn different play formations and stuff like that. You know, being in the same system this year, I think you even seen in week 1, he was sharp, no turnovers. You know what I'm saying? 90 yards rushing, you know, 250, 40, 50 yards passing. You know, that's pretty legit first game of the year. You know what I'm saying? You're getting out there, you're getting the dust off from the offseason. You're moving forward. So, like I said, I'm very high on Hurts. I'm probably the biggest fan out that level. Third season forever.
Hey, I feel you, boy. I feel you. I feel the energy. You loving some Hurts.
Right?
All right.
You got that question where he says, which 3 Viking rookies have impressed you the most, if any?
I think it's too early. I mean, it's been 1 game, so like for us at least, our first round pick Lewis Cine didn't play last week because of the knee injury, but he's good to go for Monday. And then Andrew Booth Jr. also got hurt early in the game, so we didn't really see much of him. So that was kind of unfortunate. But like, I mean, our most impressive rookie, there's only been 1 rookie that's really played for us so far, which is Ed Ingram, our right guard. I thought that like we have for the last like multiple amount of years, we've had a lot of guard problems in Minnesota. So we've always had like the worst guard in football, or like the worst 2 guards in football starting for us. So I thought Ed Ingram, we drafted him in the 2nd round this year out of LSU. So he's supposed to change that. And I know that there was like a play where he got like absolutely baptized by Kenny Clark, but other than that, he held up great. And I thought that I think he's going to be a really good player. And I mean, it was kind of his rookie moment too, so I don't expect him to be perfect from the get-go because he's a rookie, he's still adjusting. But he's already been much better than any right guard we've had in the last like 5 years or so. So good things there.
Yeah. He's definitely, Ed Ingram's definitely the one that obviously got to play, and he did decent, you know, like she was stating. He did get blown up one time or so that I seen, but where he missed the block. But you know, if you look into the preseason though, if you just judge off the preseason too, though, Ty Chandler just has a lot of hype too. I just liked what I saw. I mean, it was the preseason, but the way he was running, it just gives us some hope. Like, yo, he could be our future starter, you know, if things do kind of go south with Cook, and, you know, because things happen in the NFL, whether it's injuries or just contracts and things like that. But, you know, Ty Chandler, Ed Ingram, and then if I had to pick another one, I mean, Lewis Cine at that first preseason game, like it didn't seem like he did a lot, because safeties, you really don't get to see the things they do because they don't really have too many explosive plays. But like if you go watch the all 22 video on Lewis Seen on that first preseason game. This guy here is a rocket. He was flying around the field. He was playing his position how he was supposed to, you know, things that go unseen when you're watching it on the broadcast and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm excited about them. I hopefully Lewis Seen gets to play this.
He said he's
Monday.
Good to go. So
yeah, I hope hopefully they get him out there. You know, Cam Bynum though, I'm not mad that he is the starter because I love Cam Bynum, and I knew Lewis Seen wasn't just gonna come in and take that job from him.
No,
but hopefully we get to see Seen though, man. I want to see him ball out.
I think we'll be using a lot of 3 safety looks Monday too. Plus that'll help with Dallas Goedert too. So,
for sure.
I think just also the point on that, like with how hard both Harrison Smith and Lewis Seen hit, I honestly wouldn't mind just having one of them spy on Hurts all game.
yeah, for sure.
That'll be bad news, you know, because you got a spy. That means that's one less defender, and it's going to be really hard to stop these guys we're about to get into right now. Both of our teams, again, very similar in this category, you know, the receiving core. You know, you got Jefferson, THELEIN, you know, Osborne, Reagor, and then you got, you know, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, you know, Pascal, Quez Watkins, man. Two, you know, pretty much different. Both got different types of receivers that can play at high levels and they're really good at what they do. How do you see, who do you think actually is the better receiving core and why?
That's tough. I think that Jefferson is easily the best one out of all of, like, if you put all of them together.
Better than AJ?
Yes.
Whoa.
Why are you acting surprised about that, BG?
AJ Brown hasn't surpassed 1,200 yards in his season, in his career. BG. But I think Jefferson's the best receiver in the game. So, like, that's not even a conversation there.
Yeah, that ain't even an argument.
Well, you said Jefferson's the best receiver in the game, too?
In the game, in the whole game.
Wow, we got some homers over here.
Put up better numbers.
Let's put our homer flags up.
No one in the entire history of the NFL has put up better numbers than him in his first 2 seasons.
Oh, that works for Justin Jefferson. If that's the case, you might as well say Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league.
That's not true. He hasn't put up.
Yeah, because no one put the same numbers up there Hurts put up in terms of stats. In terms of rushing yards,
put up way better numbers.
Passing yards.
I mean, I don't even think he's top 20, but that's just me. So, back to the receivers.
Look at that.
AJ Brown's the second best in that group. He's easily the best Eagles receiver. I think he's a top 10 receiver, but to be put in the top 5 conversation, he's got to do more, and I think he can do more this season. I mean, Tennessee was weird with everything there because they were just super obsessed with Derrick Henry, and that entire offense ran through him. So, I mean, you could also say the same in Minnesota because Mike Zimmer did not like passing the ball. He was obsessed with Dalvin Cook. He was obsessed with just running that thing. So, we'll hopefully see more. It's a pass-first offense now in Minnesota, so that's different. But after that, I don't know. I mean, I think that Adam Thielen, like, he's got, I'm guessing right now, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he's got 20-something touchdowns in the last 2 seasons combined. I think it was like 25 or 26, which is like some crazy number. So he's a really, really good red zone threat. Beyond that, I mean, I don't think he's an elite number 2. I think he's a really good number 2, but I wouldn't say elite, but I also think that him and Devontae Smith are really similar. I think Devontae Smith is going to be really good. I just don't think he's there yet. He's still got some work to do, but he had a great rookie year. He's really talented. And then after that, I don't really know. I mean, I don't pay attention to Quez Watkins. I mean, I know he's a good deep threat. That's kind of it. And then with KJ Osborne, like, he's a pretty good number 3. So, like, the number 3s, I feel like they just don't matter much. Same with the number 4s. Although KJ Osborne, I think he had like 700 yards last year, so that was kind of nice in a run-heavy offense. But these are 2 of the best receiver groups in the league. So, honestly, if Monday night turned into a shootout of some kind, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, man. Look, your own squad telling you, BG, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just face it, man. Just face it. Look, hey, Jefferson, bro, you gotta realize.
You could have had him.
You know why, though? The only reason why is Jefferson had more opportunities in his first years. You know what I'm saying? They passed the ball a lot.
You have to earn the opportunity. You
gotta realize, Jefferson didn't pull it. Listen. Thielen balled out, before Jefferson got there. And who was balling out before that? Who'd you say one of the best receivers is too? Like Diggs balled out in that same offense too. You know what I'm saying? He had the same compliment on the other side. So Jefferson went into a situation where, you know, he didn't have to come in and be the guy right off the back. Thielen was coming off 1,000 yards that year.
So
it was like
honestly, on
easy
that
for him
note,
to transition. Now, on the other hand, AJ, right, has been in the Pro Bowl, you know what I'm saying, too.
so is Jefferson.
He's on the
All-pro.
most
AJ has not been an
run
all-pro.
ever. Like, no one runs the ball like Tennessee, you know? They're not even the number one. We were the number one last year, but I think they still have more rushing attempts than us. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of running the ball. Like, Derrick Henry, when he's healthy, he gets like 30, 40 touches a game, you know, 50 touches a game.
That's Dalvin Cook.
AJ has the same amount of numbers as the elite receivers in the league without the targets. And I think that's what makes the difference. Like, he's probably a better run blocking receiver. And he has like the 100 less, you know, targets than like the top players when he still got the same amount of yards and touchdowns as those guys. So I think
you know what's interesting about that?
A little bit of the advantage that I do.
Jefferson wasn't even top 5 in targets last year, but he was number 1 in yards by a pretty good margin. So that was pretty crazy. But on that note, I do think that you have to earn your opportunities too, because I remember Jefferson's rookie year, he didn't start his first 2 games, I'm pretty sure, because he got COVID and then he missed like half a training camp. But it was really messy. And Zimmer and his rookie, like, that 2020 was ugly for us, but he didn't start those first 2 games. And our offense was a mess. Like, I love Thielen, but a lot of what he did stemmed off of Stephon Diggs being on the other side, because again, it's like pick your poison. So, and Stephon Diggs was always better than Adam Thielen, so teams would double him and Thielen would get all the numbers. But now, ever since Jefferson started starting, I remember that week 3 game, his first start, that when he exploded against Tennessee, it was like 175 yards and a touchdown. And after that, I think around like halfway through that season, he became our number 1 because all the number 1 corners started following him. It took a couple of weeks because obviously you're not just gonna suddenly go to the rookie receiver, but since then and up to now, I mean, he's been our number 1. But I think on that note, what's interesting about Kevin O'Connell and his scheme is I saw a stat on Monday that like the last 2 seasons under Mike Zimmer, Justin Jefferson ended up lining up against like linebackers and safeties 24% of the time, I'm pretty sure was the stat. But on Sunday, he ended up being against those like safeties and linebackers 60% of his snaps. So it literally just brings you back to the Cooper Kupp role. They're using him a lot like Kevin O'Connell and Sean McVay used Cooper Kupp in Los Angeles last year. And so, like, it's hard for any corner to cover him, but if you're asking your linebacker or safety to cover him,
impossible, bro.
It's done.
Unguardable.
It's unguardable because it's like we choose who covers Justin Jefferson, not the defense. Because
Kevin O'Connell said that.
Him into whatever. He
said that. He said we're gonna dictate, you know, who guards Justin Jefferson. You feel me? Like, you ain't gonna be able to call no play.
He moves him around so much.
Exactly.
You can't even move your defense at that point. It's crazy.
Nah, listen, let's now hold up, BG, man. Before you can, I got to get on you, bro. Hold up a minute, man. Y'all gotta hear me out on this. Purple gang in the building, man. What's happening, my boy? Listen, BG, man. You really think AJ Brown is better than Justin Jefferson? You really believe that?
They're 2 different receivers. I'll tell you that much. And like, I do think that, you know, what AJ does, no other receiver do. He's a big TO guy, you know what I'm saying? Big physical receiver. He can help you in the running game and the passing game. As you seen last week, he might not have the touchdowns Jefferson had, but he had more yards.
Yeah.
You know
no, he didn't. Jefferson had more yards.
Jefferson had more yards. He had 184.
He's leading the league in yards.
Did he
184.
I thought he had 146.
No, 184.
He had 158 at halftime.
With 2 tutties, man. With 2 tutties. Did you see what? So listen, the Packers fans were like, "Oh, we're gonna have Jair Alexander on him." Did you see what he did to Jair Alexander on that crossing? I mean,
he had like 6 yards of separation. Nobody else was on the
screen.
Like,
Listen, now I give you this, BG.
That's one.
I do,
It was
now, BG.
155. Thank you very much.
Now, BG, I give you this. I give you this, BG. Now, your AJ Brown is a savage. I'm giving you that. I'm not gonna say that he's a slouch. He is a beast. I would take him. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't take him over JJ, but I would take him. But the thing is, man, it's hard to compare. And I told Vikings fans this on my channel. Listen, now we can argue with any fan base that we have the best wide receiver in the NFL. That's a fact. We can argue it. You know, he's proven since a rookie that he is unguardable, bro. He's just unguardable. We had a run first type offense, and this man still was breaking records. You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine now what he gonna do this year, man. It's gonna get up. You'll see. But as the year goes on, BG,
you'll see Monday night.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned, bro.
I think you guys
gritty
Monday crazy.
You'll see the gritty Monday night.
Monday night, we're gonna keep going on this receiver core. Quest Watkins, you guys. I see you guys undercut him. You know, I know him and Smith didn't have no catches last week. They didn't really need to, but you know what I'm saying. Quest had over 700 yards too last year. You know what I'm saying? He's a burner, one of the fastest receivers in the game. You know, he was torching number 2s last year. Now you're saying you're going to put him against linebackers, safeties, number 3 cornerbacks. He's going to smoke them. It's going to be bad news bear. You know, not very many teams got 3 and 4 good cornerbacks on their roster. Unlike the
quarterback can get him the ball.
But I think Jalen Hurts did a great job getting the ball out last week. So you guys can see the progression go again this week. And then
we'll see.
And then a Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, like you said, he broke our rookie record for receivers, right?
Him.
You know,
yeah, I think he's really good.
Yeah, you know, and that was his rookie year. This year, he got AJ Brown. He was doing that against number 1s last year. You know what I'm saying? Now he gets number 2s all season. You don't think he's about to light this league up this year? You know, carve him up. It's gonna be hard to stop this duel. I think they're like crazy and definitely the best duel, one of the best duels in the NFL this year. And I think when you go all 4 deep, like there's not too many other teams that can match up. You know, like you guys are one of the best in the league. Yeah. And maybe
it's definitely going to be a good shootout though with the wide receivers. I give you that. Yeah.
Maybe the Bengals too. I say they're receiving.
Yeah, the Bengals too. Yeah.
I think Tampa has some good receivers too, but like there's not a lot of teams.
Yeah, because Julio's kind of old. He ain't really done nothing. So
but he did well on versus the Cowboys. He actually looked pretty good. But then again, it's the Cowboys. So
shout out to East Coast Gridiron. He says here's $5 to help with AJ Brown's future medical bills.
Oh man, shout out my boy, man. That
you really out here saying AJ's better than Justin. My goodness. Yes, I did, East Coast.
He bumped his head on that mic.
And I'm standing by it. Watch at the end of the season, you're going to see AJ being the best receiver in the NFC.
Hey, Dante, he bumped his head on that microphone, man.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to understand. He's going into a season where he's going to actually be accountable on, you know, to be a number 1 receiver. He's going to get the targets like a number 1 receiver. If his numbers was comparable with hundreds of targets less, what do you guys think he's going to do? He's going to blow 1,000 yards out of the water. He's going to be our first 1,000-yard receiver since Macklin days. It's going to be great.
AJ Brown can pass 1,200 yards this year. That'll be the first time in his career.
I'm telling you.
Off of a run offense, though, that didn't pass the ball very much.
We had too.
And his what? You guys still pass the ball? You guys been passing the ball since Diggs.
No, we always been.
Diggs
put up huge numbers, though.
Listen, BG, we always been at the bottom for passing. We always been at the bottom.
Yeah,
Diggs. When Diggs was on Minnesota, you just say he was one of the best receivers in the league.
Wait, listen to this. Diggs had 1,200 yards on 60 catches his last year in Minnesota, and he was like, "I'm out of here because we didn't pass the ball." He was so mad. He could have gone even more insane that year. But Mike Zimmer did not want to pass the ball. He was just in his archaic mentality, and that's what got him fired, honestly. I mean, his defense sucked too, but like all of that combined got him fired. We were always near the bottom, and the only time we did pass the ball last year was because we were down like 3 scores because we were near the bottom. Like the last couple of years were a mess, but we have not been a pass-heavy offense at all. But it's going to change this year because Kevin O'Connell coming from Sean McVay and then the whole Rams scheme, he loves to pass. And being a quarterback himself in the past.
Facts.
My boy Jay said,
I ain't gonna lie, BG boy. She's spitting facts at you, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
She is spitting some facts. I love it. That's why I got you guys on here.
Hey, I love this, man. We having a good old time, man. We having a good old time.
You know? But you gotta understand, he's better than Adams, too. I like this question, Jadis. You're saying he's better than Devontae Adams.
I think, the thing is, I mean, I would.
You guys say he's the best in the league, and I think that was kind of taking a little too far. You guys were kind of reaching here a little bit.
He's number 2, so I mean it's okay. But like, if you want to take Adams, that's completely fine. I think what's even crazier is Adams is like what 28, 29 right now. This is exactly like the best that he's playing that he's ever gonna be. But Justin's only 23. He's only going up from here. So
same with AJ. You guys haven't even seen AJ's prime.
And on top of that,
I'm comparing him to Adams. Though.
Yeah, and on top of that, though, Justin Jefferson idolizes Adams. Like that's who he said.
Yeah,
like he even said it out his own mouth. Yeah. Like he watches Adams because those two are very similar. But
they're very tight too. They've trained together.
I still think JJ is better. I think JJ is gonna have a better career than Adams had. When Adams hangs it up and JJ hangs it up, you will see that JJ will be Hall of Fame.
JJ will have that gold jacket when it's all
he will
done. At
exactly. He will. Will AJ have the gold jacket there, BG?
Yeah,
you believe that? You do?
Yeah.
You think AJ Brown's
like you seen AJ right when AJ left Tennessee? He was like, "Guys, why you guys messing with me? I was the best receiver you guys ever had, right?" And then what does he do?
The Titans don't have great receivers in general.
Yeah, I feel like I can name like 10 AJ Browns, man. That's the only problem, man. I just feel like people like Deebo Samuels is similar. Like and be honest, Deebo actually is maybe a little more. He might be actually a little better.
More in the NFL.
He might be a little better. Honestly, he might be a little better.
AJ gets to the Eagles' first game of the season. He's like, I'm gonna have the most receiving yards ever by an Eagle in their debut with 155 yards. He's crazy, man. He's unstoppable.
He's really good. I think he's definitely top 10. I just don't see the hype for being
that. You don't see at the end of the year.
Look, BG.
You don't see at the end of the year.
BG, just look at your chat,
we'll talk
man.
at the end of the year. I'm not projecting
all people's
that far
trying to tell you, man.
I'm just going off of what we know now. I'm just going off of what we know now and what we know.
They go off of like the past. When they think about these things, they think about the past teams.
That's how I am with
last year. What happened there. I only focus on the future, and I can't
say.
I can't even speak on really too much of what AJ did with the Titans over there with Ryan Tannehill. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's that great.
I think Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. So
get it right. His best friend, Jalen Hurts. Like these guys are bonded forever.
What
they're buddies for life.
Gonna do?
I'm glad they love each other. Field. You see what happened this last week on the football field? Jalen ain't never looked that smooth with a receiver like that. He just broke the record in the Eagles' history. In the debut.
Let me ask you this, BG, because y'all so hype about what y'all did on week 1, but y'all know y'all barely beat the Detroit Lions, man. Y'all like literally squeaked out of that game.
It wasn't our offensive fault.
We're not talking about whose fault it was. The fact is, you barely squeaked out.
You barely squeaked them out.
If you're giving up
your defensive coordinator that's working through some growing pains right now.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, BG. It looks like you picked the right two, man, to get on your show, man. Cause we on your top now, man.
I like bring the heat, baby. I take all the smoke.
You better add one of your Philly guys in there, man.
No, we don't need to add nobody. I'm here ready. Okay, who are you talking about?
It's just fun, man. I love this, man.
But yeah, seriously, I think like we definitely do that too. The best,
I do agree with you though.
Receiving cores out there. Moving to tight end, I think we probably got a better tight end than you guys. Dallas Goedert's an up and coming, star in the league, and I think this is his year where he finally can start without a Zach Ertz over his shoulder, or in front of him, to hinder him. But even all those years, I'm telling people even all those years Zach was there, you still seen Dallas becoming a star. You still seeing them put up like 700, 800, 900 yards in a season. So that's still pretty good for a guy that would never have started, being the number one guy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he got out here this year. Offensive line, I think they said we had the best offensive line in the league.
Y'all definitely got a better offensive line. Yeah, by far.
That's not even close.
That ain't even an argument. We ain't even need to get into that.
Usually the weakness of our team, so
we ain't even need to get into that. Yeah, that's by far. Yeah, you can have that. But hold on, did we say who had the better quarterback? I know we talked about our quarterbacks, but did we mention who had the better quarterback?
Even have to be a
we did.
What you said? You said that y'all got the better quarterback.
You said all of us said that Hurts was better.
Hurts was better than Kirk Cousins. When we say that?
I think we all said that.
Shit, no, man, stop it.
You don't remember that part of the show?
I don't remember that. No, I remember you asking us how we felt personally about Kirk Cousins, but we didn't go down the position and break down who had the better one. No, Kurt is better than Hurts at this moment.
That's not even close. Every NFL fan in general is taking Kirk over Hurts.
It's not even
everybody,
close,
even Eagles fans are.
And I'm not even a Kurt fan like that, bro. And I'm
not either. I don't like that.
That's even throwing more shade on Jalen. And I refuse to let anybody come on my show and get the quarterback like that. Hey, Jalen Hurts is the future of the NFL.
Nah, man.
No, he
He's
is
the
not.
future.
Trevor
Man,
Lawrence is
listen,
the
bro.
future.
You think Jalen Hurts is already better than Kirk? Now, can he beat what is a possibility he might?
Like I said, when I say these things, I'm projecting forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you
I don't
can't
the
do that
whole
right now because
projecting
we're
back.
talking
The
about
only
what
thing I
you
can go off
know.
We're
is
talking about
the
Monday. You can't project that much.
the last
Yeah,
20 games, moving forward.
We're talking about what you know now. What do you know now? Do you think he's going to be better?
I think he's more dangerous, more explosive, and more harder to defend than Kirk
So you
Cousins.
just think he's more athletic than Kirk, but he's not a better
And he
quarterback.
throws the ball. He's throwing dimes all last week. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can't wait till Monday.
I think he had the number one. What did they say? Jalen Hurts had the best QBR. Passes past the line of scrimmage last week.
BG,
that's quarterback right now.
BG, Monday after the game, tap me back in. I'm coming, dog. Tap me back in Monday after the game.
Oh, me too. I'll be there too.
Yeah, come on, guys. We can repeat the show.
I want you, bro.
I'm sitting here like, how was your trip in Philadelphia?
Let's do it.
Word up, Philadelphia Eagles.
In the park after we're 2-0.
Exactly.
Who's 2-0?
We're gonna be 2-0.
Oh my God.
We're gonna be 2-0. You feel
now
me?
you guys are really capping. You know where you lost the conversation 2-0 because we haven't even got through the rest of this roster, but you lost it when you said we're not even gonna compare offensive lines because everybody knows the games are won in the trenches, and we got one of the best offensive lines and we got one of the best defensive lines with the skill position players. So,
but you don't have the quarterback. That's going to hold you back because quarterbacks are the biggest.
Quarterbacks are holding back.
And coaching.
Oh, yeah, coaching too. We saw that firsthand.
Kirk Cousins
and coaching
was getting the pressure that Jalen got last week. Kurt would be on IR.
Listen, BG, you know y'all weakness.
You seen the highlights? Did you see the highlights? When Jalen was like one of the only quarterbacks to make those moves, man. I'm saying like Kurt would have got.
So actually, Kirk Cousins was the most
that kind of pressure
quarterback. Whoa, let me talk. Kirk Cousins was the most pressured quarterback last week, and he was the highest graded quarterback under pressure. So
preach
versus a top 5 defense, not the freaking Detroit Lions.
And BG, you just was stating
nobody's.
BG, you just was stating how many times the Lions got through the line on you. The Lions were breaking through and pressuring Jalen Hurts. Now, he made something happen. I give him that because he is athletic. But listen, we got Danielle Hunter, bro. It's a different story. Darius Smith. It's a different story. It's not happening like that. I'm telling you, Aiden Hutchinson, he's a rookie.
Nowhere near these guys.
We don't even know who this guy is. You know, it's going down. BG, just notice that we not the Lions, man. I'm gonna just let you know that right now. We by far not the line, and your defensive coordinator is y'all's problem. And we're gonna make y'all pay.
He let off the gas. He said,
"Yeah, he did. He better not let off the gas Monday."
You just can't do that in the NFL period.
Dropping back in coverage, I thought that was really weird.
You know, you can't do that in the NFL period. When you got you got them down 21-7, you got to just keep driving it. You know, just keep driving your knee in their throats until they can't breathe anymore. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is the NFL. You've seen plenty of games get switched. 5 minutes left, down by 21. It's like, how this game's over. The next thing you know, they're going into overtime, or you know what I'm saying? Like the team
exactly. It switches in a second.
I thought it was happening last week. Because I say like this. When I looked at the season, I was like, man, I really can't really see. We got the second easiest schedule, of any team this year. And I'm like, I really think that, we could win every last one of these games. So let me see games that I think we could lose. It's like week 1 against the Lions. Everybody's expecting to win the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just, we destroyed them last year. Maybe that's a upset alert type game for us. You know what I'm saying? And at first I'm like, maybe I was wrong. But then that third quarter game, I'm like, oh man, they're starting to do it. I hope this doesn't happen. No, but our defense got it together. We finished.
That happened to us too. I was a little worried there. We were up, I think it was 27, and the Packers started driving down again. And I was like, oh no, it's going to be 2014 after this drive. And then I don't know how that drive ended. I think Rodgers just fumbled. He got hit like hell.
He got smacked, but we smacked him.
That was funny.
We smacked him. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be doing that. And we're going to be doing that on Monday. Ain't going to be no different.
Whoa, now you got to trip in. Let's go to defensive line. You think got a better defensive line over there?
I mean, shoot, I think we can compete with y'all, though, defensive line. I ain't going to cap. I ain't going to sit there and act. I ain't going to sit there and act like our defensive line just, whacking that.
I think we have better edge rushers. I think you guys have a better interior.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
You guys have
I
more
agree.
depth
I
in
agree.
the interior than us. I think we have more depth on the edge, but I think they're both really good.
Because y'all don't have one player on defense better than Danielle Hunter. Not one.
What are you talking about? You guys don't have a player in your defense better than Fletcher Cox.
Who you don't think Danielle Hunter better than Fletcher Cox?
No.
Man, we're gonna have to
I
argue
do.
about that. We're gonna have to argue about
Not
that.
even
bro.
close. What are
We
you
definitely
talking
gotta
about?
argue about
Fletcher's
that.
been like, besides Aaron Donald, the best defensive tackle in the league for like the last
This is the problem with Danielle. He's been
forever.
hurt. He's been hurt. So people tend to forget who he really is. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, this guy is a monster, bro.
He
Like,
is.
I feel really
cute.
bad for him because he got hurt, right? Like the last couple of years, some really freak injuries, the
I'm
last
telling
2
you.
years. But before that, he was on pace for the most, no, not on pace. He had the most sacks ever by any defensive player by age 25. And then he was on pace for some Hall of Fame numbers before he just got hurt. So that was unfortunate for him. But he looks pretty good back to who he is now. So that's exciting.
Brett Kirk, not a top 10 quarterback, never have been. Actually, you know what's crazy? I do agree with this though. Me and my co-host were arguing this morning, like going back and forth. We did have a conversation about this because we were talking about.
See, I agree too.
Yeah,
I think Kirk is top 12. I think Hurts is top 20. That's the difference. I don't think Kirk is like some great quarterback either, but.
Yeah, but he's good. He fits our system now. Like with the coach, I think it's a perfect fit now.
Yeah,
so I'm
with
happy.
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want any other quarterback at this moment right now, though. You know, other than like realistically, I mean, obviously I would take Patrick Mahomes and freaking Josh Allen and things. But I'm talking about how the market was set up this offseason. Like I wouldn't want anybody like don't give me Garoppolo, none of that. Yeah, I just I'm
and all the rookies that came out last year were pretty bad too. So there wasn't really anything we could have done even if we wanted to move off of him.
Right.
Well, I think, you know what I'm saying, what? You look at our defensive line, you got Pro Bowler BG, Brandon Graham, you got Pro Bowler Hall Pro, Fletcher Cox, you got Pro Bowler Hargraves, you got Pro Bowler Sweat. You know what I'm saying? Just Pro Bowlers all across that front.
I give you that.
So do we. I just didn't mention it, but we got Pro Bowlers too.
We got Pro Bowlers too, bro.
You go to the backups, you got Bill Williams, a second-year player that had a great rookie year last year. You got Jordan Davis, the best defensive tackle in the draft. You know what I'm saying? The biggest man to ever play defensive tackle.
Yeah, but he hasn't even showed nobody anything yet.
He did in his first game. Did you know when Fletcher was in the game, teams were able to rush, I think it was like 7 or 10 yards per carry. But when Cox was in the game, it was only 2.9 yards per carry. That's how big of a man he is. He gets double team on every single play.
Sometimes I do like him though. I give you that.
And he's a straight dog, man. Like that thing with our depth, you know, we got some other young edge rushers. And I don't know if you want to add because the Reddicks and stuff to the linebackers, so they are considered linebackers, but they're playing off that edge. Reddick, you know, double digit sacks the last couple of years, like straight dog. You know, I think, you know, I don't really just like the offensive line. I don't really see another team that have that much depth.
I give it to you like this, BG. Look, you guys probably do have a slight advantage defense, all around defense when it comes to your DBs and stuff like that. Because y'all, I ain't gonna lie, that Gardner Johnson pickup was a beast. You know what I mean? That was a move for y'all. I respect for that. I give y'all that. But offense, man, y'all not messing with us, bro. I'm sorry, y'all not. I'm sorry, y'all not.
I don't understand. I mean, I didn't watch that entire game, but I don't understand how you guys gave up that many points to Detroit, because I thought that defense looked really good on paper. So I guess it'll take a little time for them to mesh because there are a lot of new guys up in there, and Jonathan Gannon is questionable, but the talent is there. I just don't think it's good enough to stop us. But
people forget that Detroit has like the second or third best offensive line in the league, and they revamped that line. They have a good line. They got a huge good line. And everybody knows Swift's a beast whenever he's healthy.
Swift's a beast. Yeah,
his problem, just like
they got a good and Jamal. I like their running back tandem for sure.
I think Detroit has everything on offense but a quarterback. Honestly,
yeah, they need a quarterback.
Receivers, they have a tight end.
Yeah, they need Jalen Hurts.
So give me three hot takes for this week's game.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, I think that. Ooh, actually, I don't know. Someone else go first.
I'll go first. I'll go first. There's one hot take right there, Ryan. The Vikings will be 2-0 after Monday Night Football. Okay?
That's pretty hot.
That's pretty hot, right? But it really ain't though. It's really only lukewarm. You know what I mean? Because it's not really.
You did. That was my take. I like it.
All right. The next one will be that. I called this. The Minnesota Vikings will win by 2 scores. Okay, we're gonna win by 2 scores. So that's 10 points or better is happening. I just faced that too. So that's another hot take. And we're going to come back to this video and we're going to fact check this on Monday. I'm tapping in, you know. And then the next hot take is Justin Jefferson will again catch over 150 yards.
Oh, hell no.
150 yards receiving. He will have 150 yards receiving on Monday night. All right. So there you go.
Okay, I got mine. I was thinking about this.
Slay gonna look like a fool.
Whoa!
I'm gonna say these and then I gotta hop off because I have somewhere to be. But my first one is that the Vikings sack Jalen Hurts 7 times. The other one is that Justin Jefferson breaks the Vikings record for single game receiving yards, which is 210. By Sammy White, I think. And then the final one is, I don't know. Let's just
give it to him hot. Give it to him hot.
I think Devontae Smith has has significantly more receiving yards than AJ Brown.
Let's go.
I like it. Those are some hot ones too. Y'all came with the fire on those hot takes. You know? Yeah, we got to get out take. Let everybody know where they can find you at. We're about to wrap this all up too. BG got to get to work as well. But go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you at. And you
can find me at TANISHKA, my name, on Twitter. And then I am on Zone Coverage where I release articles sometimes. And I do a podcast for Climb the Pocket, which is a Vikings network. So we do a lot of post-game shows that I'm on. So, yeah, it's great being on here today.
Yeah,
we
definitely got to tap
We're going to get back on here right after the game because I got to get both of y'all back on here from these hot takes I just heard. Very disrespectful. I don't appreciate it. No, I just playing.
You could do that.
It was good talking to you, girl. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
No problem.
Right.
Yeah, so man.
Now, those are some hot takes. Okay, I got some really hot takes. I got some really, really hot takes. Right? Here we go. First off, the Eagles will win this game 44-14. A total blowout.
What?
It's not even going to be close because everybody thinks it's going to be close, and that's when it's going to be the opposite. Everybody thought that the Lions game was going to be a blowout, and it was close. So I'm going the opposite. I'm going to go, everybody thinks it's going to be a close game. We're going to blow you guys out of the water, let you guys know how it is in Philadelphia. That's getting sizzling hot there.
Stop it.
Number 2.
That's hot, though. I get that.
Number 2. Justin Jefferson would not break 80 yards.
Oh yeah, you going crazy tonight.
Okay, you going
crazy.
He does not give up very many 100-yard games to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Slay's an OG. He came out the best season he ever had last year.
Listen, we know Slay from when he was on Detroit. We used to smoke him all the time. Trust me, we know.
I'm just saying, he gonna lock it down this week.
All right, let's get it.
And then my third hot take: Jalen Hurts would get his first 300+ 3 touchdown plus game this week for the season. Yeah, Jalen Hurts will go over 300 and over 3 touchdowns passing this game.
Let's go. I'm rocking with it though, man. I'm rocking with it. You extra hot, but you spicy. Okay. He going with that. He
like that. Y'all came with the hot ones too. I was like, whoa, disrespectful. What you say, breaking records on the defense? Like, whoa, man, you ain't gotta go breaking records on nobody. Like, come on. Man.
We gotta keep it. We gotta keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
That was hot. And the whole cap on the Eagles losing, I think that's just the biggest cap out of all this. Because listen, it's nothing against you guys. It's just destiny. This team is on a path.
You hype on your team, man. I feel you.
On a path for the championship, for the goal. We're going all the way this year.
I gotta say this, man. Realistically, though, BG, man, for sure. First of all, man, I appreciate you having me on, man. This was one of the best shows that I've been on in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I had fun with you and having her on too, man. That was dope. You feel me? I mean, honestly, it is going to be a good matchup, man. Realistically, though, it's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a dogfight, because the same way how you feel like y'all are ready, all us Purple Gang members, man, and the Vikings fan, man, we feel like we ready too. You feel me? Like we finally got a breath of fresh air. So we going out there ready now. Don't think we coming out there slipping. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to tell you that.
What is our official, no capping.
Yeah, no capping.
Just official
score
score prediction.
All right, so my realistic score prediction is 27-17. That's what I had. You know what I'm saying?
Vikes.
Yeah, 27-17 Vikes. You know that. You know it's a Vikes.
I had to
You
double
know
check.
that. You ain't even got to ask me
I had
that.
to double check. I'm gonna go realistically. Oh man, we're scoring at least. I'm gonna go 31-21.
Okay.
That
That sound a little better than 44-14.
That was my disrespectful cap. I take. But realistically, I think, like you said, a 10 points swing. Eagles way late in the game. One team makes, maybe Kirk Cousins gets that pressure on him, like we like to do to Kirk. And we like to make Kirk make mistakes. We're pretty good against him. So I think we can continue that.
Hey, don't forget now, he's 2-0 against y'all the last 2 games too. Now let's throw
last
that out.
two.
Last 2, he's 2-0 now. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
last 2.
Like I said, we're gonna relive history.
I know that's right. You can make him 2-1, innit? You can make him 2-1.
2-1 recently. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a blast, man. Thanks again for coming on, man. I can do this all day. We're at an hour 15. Shout out to the 25 that was in here. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe to everybody that's on the platform today. BGN Entertainment, BG31, Purple Podcast. And then I messed up her name. I'm not even gonna do it. You can do it for me.
Yeah, Purple Pocket Podcast, man. Y'all make sure y'all go and y'all tap in with me, man. That's your boy RAP, man. Appreciate BG Bird Gang for having me on. This shit was fun, man. Hopefully we could do this again. You know what I'm saying? And we'll definitely touch bases on Monday, regardless of how we do it. Whether we tap in on
for sure. We're gonna be in there, whether good or bad. We're gonna come back and talk about it.
We gonna keep our word, man. We're gonna tap in with y'all, man.
All right. So hey, thank y'all for coming out. Fly, Eagles, fly. Till next time. We out. Peace.
See you.